Hello students, welcome back. Now let's go to a little bit harder example. This time, let's look at the laws of supply and demand. The laws of supply and demand says the quantity of supply increases as the price increases. That part is for supply. So it's the law of supply. And the quantity of demand decreases as the price increases. So that part is for demand, or the law of demand. And that is, of course, for normal commodity. There are exceptions. For example, gold price. Yeah, gold is a very good example, as a matter of fact. Gold price often goes up, and then demand gets even larger because people think gold will appreciate even further. And the people buy more, so price goes up even further, and then goes up and up and up. Of course, nothing will grow up forever, so eventually it'll crash. But things like those kind of things, those kind of exceptional situations do happen. But for normal commodity, the laws of supply and demand usually works out okay, especially around the equilibrium. The quantity of supply increases as the price increases. That is, price goes up, then it is more profitable to produce more, so more supply, and vice versa. Price goes down, then less profitable, so do not supply as much. In terms of demand, similar dynamics. Price goes up and people want to economize, so demand goes down, and the price goes down, then people can buy more. And then, according to our textbook, it can be modeled like this. So here's a supply side. P is MQ plus R, a linear model. And then for demand side, again, MQ plus R, the linear model. M is the slope and R is the y-intercept, basically. And here, the supply side slope is positive because the quantity increases as price increases. You see, they're going to the same direction. Now for demand side, the slope is negative. Demand goes down if the price increases, and vice versa. Make sense? Okay, maybe not completely, but let's leave it at that. And then, if the price for supply side and demand side coincide, they're the same, then the business transaction takes place. If there's a gap, the supply wants higher price, and demand wants lower price, and that they do not reconcile, then no deal. But then again, we are talking about really large number of suppliers and demand and the consumers. So if one deal goes off, then supplier may find another consumer, and those consumers may find another supplier and then make deal. And then all kind of deals take place in various places, and then take the averages, and that's what the equilibrium is all about. So basically, we are setting this blue and red equal to each other. That kind of thing is basically what this law of supply and demand says. And of course, the slope, M value for supply side and the demand side, is something that the problem will either give you or you have to work out to find, and same goes to the R value. Okay, for now, let's leave it at that. And then let's come back to this in a little bit more detail in an optional video. For now, let's leave it at that. And then let's go to an example problem. Let's keep it on. Okay, find a market equilibrium point for the following supply and demand model. And the supply, 4Q plus 1. Well, let's not do this. S of Q, D of Q, we don't need those. On the other hand, on second thought, let's keep those. Sorry about that. On the second thought, let's keep it. That's the supply side, and that's the demand side. Supply side, positive slope. Demand side, negative slope. Remember that. Okay, set these equal to each other. So 4q plus 1, blue, is equal to negative 3q plus 36. And then just solve this equation. That's easy. Flip this negative 3q to the other side. 4 plus 3, so you have 7q. And then flip this 1 to the other side. 36 minus 1 is 35. So 7q equals to 35. 35 divided by 7. We have quantity q equal to 5. Okay, we got the quantity. And let's find out the price. I can plug in q equal to 5 either to blue or red. Either way it'll work out. Plug into blue, supply side, we get 21. Plug into red, demand side, we'll get, of course, 21. They have to be the same because we equated each other. If these two becomes different, then something is wrong. You must have made a mistake somewhere, so you have to correct it. So the equilibrium point is P is 21 and Q is 5, one way or the other. Okay, that was a quick exercise. When we know what is supply side model and what is the demand side model, just set the two equal and then solve it. But then again, that's 4, that's 1, that's negative 3, that's 36. These numbers are not always there. Like this kind of example problem. Let's see, do we have enough time for this? Yeah, I guess so. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, basically what we want is this, of course. Yes. But then again, in this case, let's work out. A group of wholesalers will buy 50 dryers per month if the price is $200, and 30 per month if the price is $300. What is it? Is this supplier or demand? Supply or demand? Looks like this is demand. Wholesalers will buy. So this is all about the red part. Now the manufacturer is willing to supply 20 per month if the price is 210, and 30 per month if the price is 230. Manufacturer, that's supply side. Make sense? So red is demand side, blue is supply side. And from this red sentence, you can determine red. And from this blue sentence, you can determine blue. Am I making sense? Basically what we want is what is M, what is R. If we know what is M and what is R, then as we did in the previous problem, you can set these two equal to each other and solve for Q, and then plug in to find P. Solving the system of linear equations is not too bad, but finding out M and R values using this information, red information for demand side, blue information for supply side, that's going to be another step. Ready? Well, let's see. How do you work this demand side? So price is 200 if M times price of 50 plus R. That's it, isn't it? And then another price is 300, and that's M times 30 plus R. How's that? 30 units, $300. Okay, that's a second. $200, 50 units. That's the first equation. Okay, we have a system of linear equation. Let's solve it. How do you do that? Subtract one from the other. Subtract, then r minus r, that'll disappear. And then left hand side, 300 minus 200. Right hand side, well, here's that picture. 300 minus 200 is equal to m times 30 minus 50. And then r minus r, that disappears. So m is, what is it? 100 divided minus 20. Looks like I'm getting m equals an 85. That's for, of course, the demand side. See, negative. And then how about r? Well, you can use either this one or that one. Let's use this one. 300 minus m, which is 85 times 30, equals to r. And then that's negative, negative, positive. So we get 300 plus 150. Looks like we're getting 450. So r is 450, m is negative 5. Okay, all right. We get this p is negative 5 times q plus 450. That's the right equation. Make sense? From this right information all about demand side, we want to find out m and r values. Two unknown, so we need two equations. 50 dryers, 200, one equation. 30, 300, second equation. Solving the system, you get m and r values. Negative 5, yeah, negative value as expected. And then 450, so we have this. That goes to this slide here. If you do the same thing to blue equation, you're gonna get the complete model. And then set these two equal to each other, and then you can go ahead and solve it. Here's the full solution. The linear model, that's what we want. I'm using lowercase here in this answer key. Previously I used uppercase, M and or capital R. It's the same thing. This is precisely what we did, right? 85 and 450, so we got that. So that's red. And then the supply function. Let's see, what do we have? 20, 210, 30, 230. So 20, 210, first equation, 30, 230, so that's the second equation. Solving this system, pretty simple. Subtract one from the other. RS cancel each other out and divide, and then we get, well, 2. So slope is 2. And then plug into either this one or that one there. Do your computation, we get 170. The conclusion, supply side, we have this, 2Q plus 170. All right, so supply side, 2Q plus 170, and then the demand side, negative 5Q plus 550, 450, excuse me, and setting equal to each other. So the demand side, and then the supply side must be the same, and then just solve it. Straightforward. You get quantity 40 units, and then plugging in and doing your computation, you get $250 as a price tag. What do you think? It was a long problem, yes. You have to solve 3 systems of linear equations. M and R, and then finally P and Q. It's a long problem, but each individual step was straightforward.